This is the farthest I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Altera's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend and welcome to the release version of Subnautica Below Zero, where our protagonist Sam does not appear to realise that when an asteroid strikes the atmosphere of a planet it breaks upon re-entry.
Approaching 45-46 feet. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
Well, I guess the plot has to happen somehow. Right, well, we made it down in spectacularly stupid fashion.
Welcome to 45-46 feet. Enjoy your stay.
Saved from our own horrific stupidity by a conveniently placed shield of plot armour, we have nevertheless arrived, and our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to find out what caused the death of our sister, who arrived here as part of an Altera Corporation research mission in the aftermath of the events of the first game in the series, Subnautica. What I'm not going to be doing, because I've covered all of this in my early access videos throughout the development of Subnautica Below Zero, is show you the first couple of hours of gameplay, because none of that has changed. Instead, we're going to be skipping ahead to where I'm just about ready to begin constructing my first base. In order to do this, I'm going to have to visit the Delta Dock in order to scan and recover the blueprints for a vital piece of base construction, the multi-purpose habitat room, which, if I recall correctly, is just about 1 kilometre to the south of the area where your drop pod landed.
Altera beacon signature detected. Unique identifier. Delta Station Dock.
Do you get it?
Delta Station. This is the place Lil mentioned in her message.
The joke with your PDA?
Mineral-rich crevices detected below. Geothermal activity detected. Caution advised.
The voice of your PDA. It's an Indian woman. Because tech support is always from India. Yeah. Well, nobody plays Subnautica for the jokes.
This is a recorded message. If you can hear this, you're trespassing. If you know what's good for you, you'll get the hell out of here.
That is the voice of Marguerite. You may recall Marguerite, although we never actually met her, but she was mentioned in many voice messages in the original game. Marguerite, along with the other two survivors of the previous ship that was shot down and crashed here on planet 4546b, was a mercenary, and was presumed killed, along with the other two survivors, because the last time we heard of her in the original game was in a voice message describing how she was chasing after a Leviathan and trying to kill it with a knife. Now, I don't know whether or not Marguerite actually managed to kill the Leviathan, but it definitely didn't manage to kill her. Marguerite is a lot harder to kill than that.
Stop right there, Altera. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Altera!
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
Marguerite is a bit of a badass, and her plot armour is a lot thicker than ours.
The woman in the exosuit has been traced as far as my technology will allow.
It would appear I'm far less alone on this planet than I had anticipated.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
So we've now got a waypoint to follow Marguerite as far as the tech contained within the PDA was able to track her, but right now, this is what we're here for. This is Delta Dock. Now, in the original game, before they decided to scrap the script and rewrite it entirely, you were actually a member of the Altera Corporation, and your sister Sam was working on the orbital space station. You were cut off after the base you were working from was destroyed in an avalanche, and this place, Delta Dock, contained a rocket pod that was your only means of sending stuff back up into orbit.
For the last time, I'm not cheating.
Then what's your theory? What's going on?
If you ask me, Zeta's been blinking a lot. I think it's a tell.
He does have a point there.
It's allergies.
Allergies? Oh, is something in bloom in this frozen sector?
Thermal lilies. And if you gang up on me, I swear you're all fired.
You're not even my boss.
Oh, you're all so gullible. You're fighting each other. Meanwhile, look at Pavan. Just look at him.
What am I doing? I'm not doing anything.
Let's just take this to a vote. All those who think Zeta's allergies are a bad case of alienitis, say intruder.
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 Intruder. Danny,
Oh, I'm just an observer here.
I'm going to use my pass.
is there some kind of scientist conspiracy going on here? Zeta, Sam, Danielle, you three are suddenly very aligned.
Or, like I said, Parvin is cheating.
I'm starting to wish I was cheating.
The rocket pod, of course, was damaged, and so there was a lot of to-ing and froing and getting the correct materials required to repair it and begin actually communicating with the Altera station in orbit. All of that, of course, has been completely scrapped.
Jenny, you wouldn't believe the adventure I'm having. It's just like when we were kids and we used to play Underwater City, only sea monsters aren't pretend, and I don't need to hide behind you when one swims by, because I'm safe in my sea truck. Safe and very, very brave. Please tell Dad for me. Thanks so much for the mustache kit, by the way. To be honest, I wasn't sure if it was a gag gift at first. Personal grooming is something of a challenge here, and as you know, I'm a pretty low-maintenance guy to begin with, but you'd be surprised how handy mustache wax is in an emergency. There have been some close scrapes. For a while there, someone was sabotaging my truck, and I thought I was seeing things. But my friend Sam helped me sort it out. Although, she's had some troubles of her own lately. To be honest, I get a little worried out here sometimes. But I guess that's normal, under the circumstances. Gotta expect a little risk, right? I should be happy. I have great friends and a good paycheck. Anyway, love you, Jenny, and Dad. Please find a way to tell him that he won't find embarrassing. And don't worry, I'm looking for the perfect fish to bring back as a gift. Your favorite!
And so instead, here we are, nosing through the wreckage of the Altera facilities on the surface, trying to piece together clues and find any evidence that would explain exactly what it was that happened that led to the death of Sam, our sister.
Good morning, Frostpack. Just a quick update to inform you of some key achievements and priority shifts we need you all to get behind. The Spy Pangling project was a resounding success. Please join me in congratulating Samantha IU, who is now reassigned to Outpost Zero, helping us dream of future initiatives. Congratulations are also in order for Danielle Valenti and her team at Omega Lab. The closing of Phi Robotics means important funds can be redirected to their Kara bacteria study, which has important, positive implications for the life sciences. You're all doing an exceptional job, and I don't want to promise anything, but HQ has been taking notice. Keep up the good work, and I think we can start discussing bonuses soon.
Sam really got under management's skin. I didn't know she had it in her.
So there isn't really any reason for me to come to Delta Dock in this version of the game, except that I am aware, having played through in early access, that Delta Dock is here, and there's a whole bunch of blueprints here that I can scan. They're going to be useful for establishing a base. I hope, by the way, that I'm not giving the impression that I don't like Subnautica Below Zero. I do. I'm not convinced it's better than the original game, but it is still pretty good. What baffles me is what led to them making the decision to completely throw out all of the work that they'd done on the original scripts, including all of the voice work that had been recorded and paid for, and then starting again completely from scratch. Okay, so this is a satellite surveillance tower this time around, rather than a rocket launch pad. 2 active human life forms detected. Unauthorized habitat construction and vehicular activity detected. Recommend observe. So, I'm obviously one of those two unauthorised human life forms. Is the other one Marguerite? Or has she managed to evade detection, which seems likely because she's still here? And is there somebody else? Well, I guess we're going to find out. This is a thermal lily, by the way. This helps you to overcome one of the new survival mechanics incorporated into Subnautica Below Zero. Temperature, as well as thirst, hunger, and oxygen. You also have to worry about temperature. But you only have to worry about temperature when you're on the surface. As you wander around in the open, you will get colder and colder, and eventually freeze to death, unless you can warm yourself up by standing near one of those thermal lilies, get yourself into some kind of cover like this cave system, take advantage of other sources of environmental thermal activity like these sulphurous pools. If you stand in one of those for a few seconds, you warm right up as well. But the method that you're going to be employing most often for ensuring that you don't turn into a frozen popsicle, and you're going to have to disengage your brain for a second here before I tell you what that is, because unknown worlds seem to think that the safest, quickest and most effective way of ensuring that you don't die from hypothermia is immersing yourself in freezing water. Yes, really. Oh, a sea truck fragment. I wonder if there are more around here, because I'm going to be needing those. That looks like one. Awesome. Well, this has been a very profitable trip. There we go. Blueprint synthesized sea truck.
New technology acquired.
Fantastic. So this has been a very useful trip to the Delta dock. Not only have I found the blueprint for the multi-purpose room, which I'm definitely going to need in order to build a base, but I've also found the complete blueprints for the principal vehicle that I'm going to be using to get around in Below Zero. And wow, gold. Awesome. Yeah, there are lots of useful things in the immediate vicinity of the Delta dock and the thermal spires here. And with the exception of that rock thumper that I just scanned, and, well, they tend to leave you alone unless you bother them, there don't seem to be as many hostile beasties as I remember from playing this in early access. These thermal spires were crawling with things that tried to eat my face. And yet, they seem to be suspiciously absent in the full release version of the game. Not that I'm ungrateful, of course. But like I said, we've got the sea truck blueprint, which is going to be my principal method of transportation. Unlike in the original Subnautica, where there were multiple different ways of getting around. Oh, what's this? Another sea truck fragment, yeah, fine. In the original game, of course, you had the sea glide, which I'm using here. You also had the sea moth.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen
the Cyclops,
remaining.
the massive home away from home mobile base submarine. There's none of that in Below Zero. There's only one vehicle, the sea truck. But it is a modular vehicle, and all I've really got in the blueprint so far is the cab. There are various different sections that I'm also going to require the blueprints for, which can be bolted onto the back. So you can basically adapt the sea truck for whatever mission profile you need it to perform.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Ooh, need to get out of here. Oh, no, I don't want to drown this early. Come on. Oh, wait, that was a bad sound. I'm being chased by a snurgly. I don't like this. We'll be fine. Right, anyway, I think I've pushed my luck about as far as I'm prepared to push it. Let's head back to my drop pod. Let's get ourselves a base constructed. Now, if there's one thing that I learned from the original Subnautica, and Below Zero is no exception, that the most important thing that you need to take into consideration when building a new base is location, location, location. I'm putting it down in this spot because it's right next to an underwater cliff. The reason I'm doing that is because later on I'm going to have to build a moon pool, which is like an underwater docking station, and you enter and exit the moon pool from below, so there needs to be space underneath in order to get your vehicles in and out of the moon pool. So this is why I'm building on a cliff edge, so I can extend out over the cliff edge and have space underneath for getting vehicles in and out of the base. Right, I seem to be out of copper ore to finish building the second solar panel. Of course, I need a way to get in and out of the base. For that, I'm going to have to build a hatch. There it is. I have the quartz and the titanium. And I've got one functioning solar panel, so
Power
close
restored.
enough.
All primary systems online.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's not much, but it's home. And it's going to get bigger. Now, let's get some lockers. Because one of the first problems that you are going to encounter when you're playing below zero is running out of inventory space. So if for no other reason than to build some lockers in which to store your stuff, you're definitely going to want to build a base. The solar panels are only ever going to be a temporary power solution. They only work during the day and they can't store a huge amount of power, so I'm going to need to build a bioreactor. Unlike in the original game, you begin with the blueprints for the bioreactor. Now I'm going to have to build another multi-purpose room to put the bioreactor in, but my problem here is I can't seem to find a suitable way of connecting it via an eye compartment. I mean, that's where I want to have it, because that extends out over the edge of the cliff, which is the direction that I want to build in. But it seems to be blocked. I can put an eye compartment here, but I don't know if that leads in the correct direction. Please tell me I'm not going to have to deconstruct the entire base and build it again from scratch. Let's put the compartment here and see what happens, because it's the only place I can put a compartment extension. Alright, that worked. Let's head outside and see where that's going to take us. Oh, that was a spot of luck. It turns out it does lead over the other side of the cliff edge, so that's great. This is exactly the way that I need to build. Another multi-purpose room here to house the bioreactor, and then I'll extend another connector off the end of the next multi-purpose room, and that's where I'm going to build the moon pool when I do eventually get the schematics for it. So we're going to stock up with titanium, build myself another multi-purpose room, and then plonk a bioreactor down in it. And that's my immediate power problems taken care of. The bioreactor will consume any kind of biological material, and there are plenty of fish in the ocean, so I'm unlikely to run out of power anytime soon. Not too long later, I've got the base set up the way I want it, at least initially. I've built a whole bunch of lockers. They're all sorted according to whatever they're going to contain. I've got an aquarium here, which isn't exactly what I want. You can't, for example, pop fish eggs in here and breed them, but you can put live fish inside. Hopefully they will breed and create more fish, but I'm not sure that is actually going to happen. There is another base component that will do that. And the reason I want to grow my own fish is for a ready supply of the most efficient source of biomatter for the bioreactor, which is running at maximum capacity. I have 650 stored power, even though I'm charging batteries, and I have a fabricator. So we're taken care of. We have pretty much everything that we need in order to get started. So the next thing that I'm going to need to do, because I have farmed the required materials, is head to my mobile vehicle bay and get the nano processors to work on fabricating me a sea truck. And then we're ready to crack on. Unfortunately, it's at this point where I ran into the first major bug that I experienced while playing Subnautica Below Zero. Check out the on-screen prompts. Use vehicle bay, press A. Vehicles, A to expand, B to go back. Why does the game suddenly think I'm playing on the Xbox? I mean, it turns out that my left mouse button click is being translated into pressing the A button on an Xbox controller, so I am actually able to construct a sea truck. And the sea truck steering is responding to mouse input, so no immediate and critical issues so far. But when I pull up my inventory, the fact that it's telling me to use left button and right button to navigate the various different options is not giving me a warm fuzzy feeling in the pit of my stomach. So I think to myself, I should probably save the game here, and maybe turning it off and turning it back on again will fix this problem. But I can't navigate the pause menu. I can pull up the pause menu by pressing escape, but I don't have a mouse cursor, because the Xbox doesn't have a mouse cursor, and the game suddenly seems to think I'm playing on Xbox. And none of the keyboard commands work for navigating the menu either. So I'm not actually able to save my progress. And it turns out the only way to fix this bug, as far as I've been able to determine, is to press Ctrl-Alt-Delete. Basically, turn it off and turn it on again. But because I can't save my progress, that means my last hour of work has basically been for nothing. So this is a bit of a problem. Well, I'm happy to be able to report that turning it off and turning it back on again does actually work. I'm back with the PC controls, because, you know, I'm playing it on PC. And about an hour later, I've made up my progress, and I find myself back at the location of the thermal spires, trying to track down the last reported location of Marguerite. Because I figure that's where the plot's leading me. So I have my sea truck, but in order to build the first depth upgrade module for the sea truck, I'm going to need lithium. And there's a lot of lithium around here. See, at the moment the sea truck can only go down to a depth of 150 meters. But one thing I remember... Oh, what was that? Oh. One thing I remembered from early access was that this particular location has an awful lot of snurglies swimming around trying to eat your face. And yet, once again, in the release version, most of the noises that I'm hearing down here and jumping at are the thermal vents, not actually sea monsters. Most. Not all of them. There are some around here, but nowhere near as many as I remember from early access. So, once again, I'm not complaining. I've picked up plenty of lithium. There's some more over there. I've got enough. Let's not push my luck. So a few minutes later, I'm still hot on Marguerite's tail. I found what looks like some alien tech, which we're going to investigate. And then I get what has to be the most unhelpful message ever from my PDA.
There is a large anomalous mass of rock that has broken away and risen above the surrounding terrain.
Really? You don't say. I mean, which one? Take your pick. There are hundreds of large anomalous amounts of rock that have broken away and risen above the surrounding terrain. I mean, ooh, what was that? That wasn't a thermal vent. Let's get back to the let's get back to the sea truck. Yeah, great, fantastic. So thanks. I mean, I know I'm in roughly the right location because this is where the waypoint indicator led me. And clearly there's something around here that I should be investigating, because my PDA just chimed in with the least helpful advice ever. But which one of these large anomalous chunks of rock? Because there's more than a few. I mean, this one's pretty big. Oh, and that's a big bugger up there. I don't think it's what was making... Oh, wait, no, there. I think they call them squid sharks. That is what is making the noise. The bad noise. And it's probably not alone. So I need to stay the hell away from that. Oh, man. Thinking about this logically, because you're clearly not supposed to come here until you have the sea truck. And the sea truck, at the moment, until I find some diamonds, has a maximum crush depth of 150 meters. I mean, I've got the lithium that I need to make the plasteel. Oh, and those things are bad as well. Although I should be safe inside the sea truck. But to make the first depth upgrade for the sea truck, sorry, flashbacks to the original game. To make the first depth upgrade for the sea truck, I need plasteel, which requires lithium. I've got that, but I also need diamond. And the way this game works, in my experience, is that whenever you need something to progress, that something is usually located at a depth that just kind of exceeds how far you can safely go in whatever your current mode of transport is, i.e. 150 meters. So, if I need diamonds, I'm going to have to take the sea truck down to 150 meters and then... Whoa, you big bugger, fuck off. Sorry. I'm going to have to take the sea truck down to 150 meters and then get out and swim. Oh, what the hell was that? I've lost power. Wait, I can't... Wow, something just hit me with EMP. What was that? Do squid sharks do that? Oh, it's getting too dangerous for comfort around here. I need to find some place moderately safe to sit back and take stock of the situation. There's more than one squid shark down here. Right, yeah, that's enough. Let's back the hell off. Okay. Likewise, if I'm chasing down Marguerite, you can bet that whatever it is I need to find is going to be at a depth of more than 150 meters. So I'm going to have to park someplace like here and then get out and swim and take a look around. And I don't really want to do that because there's all kinds of snurglies swimming around here, and I am crunchy and chewy, and I go well with ketchup. Ah, whatever. Alright, staying the hell away from those things. They like to hypnotise you and pull you in and then eat your face. Literally. I'm following the alien tech and seeing where that leads. Okay, there is a big ass floating rock up ahead and there seems to be some kind of cave in it, but you know what? I'm down at below 100 meters, so my oxygen efficiency isn't great. And there's no sense in doing this in the sea glide. Let's head back to the sea truck. Get inside, replenish my oxygen, take the sea truck closer, which hopefully is going to be... Whoa, 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 up. Do not take this thing below 150. Park the sea truck closer to that suspicious looking cave, and then get out and investigate. Because the sea truck is my oxygen source. So where was that cave? I'm at 127 meters. There.
Warning.
Yeah, I can't get the sea truck in. The actual cave entrance is at about 152 meters. They've probably done this deliberately. So what's in here? Is this it? Bingo! Gotcha. This must be it. We got some tech here.
Warning, passing 200 meters.
Swim charge
Oxygen
fins.
efficiency greatly
Because now I'm below
decreased.
200 meters, so my oxygen efficiency is even worse. We do have new blueprints being synthesized, and it appears that we found the location of the Omega outpost. But this is suboptimal. I mean, the truck is parked so far away that I only have like 10-15 seconds of exploration time. So there's got to be a better way of doing this. Well, there is a better way of doing this. Counterintuitive though it may seem, take the sea truck up, and this particular rock formation is open from the top all the way down. So this allows me to get the sea truck much closer.
Maximum depth
I'll just
reached.
park it at 148, 149 meters, and then I can take the sea glide down, and this gives me about a minute of exploration time to grab pretty much everything that I can see. Now this obviously took a couple of trips going back and forth, topping off my oxygen and then doing the return trip over and over, but there are all kinds of useful things inside Outpost Omega. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get to finish exploring Outpost Omega, certainly not in time for this particular episode, because while I was swimming around scanning stuff, somebody knocked at the front door with a delivery that I had to go and take care of, so I brought up the pause menu, went to answer the door, and when I came back, the game had decided I was playing on an Xbox again. And I was once again unable to navigate the pause menu, unable to save my progress, and had to press Ctrl Alt Delete, turn it off, and turn it back on again in order to proceed, which of course meant that I had lost all of the last 2 hours progress. I'm not saying I haven't been enjoying playing Subnautica below zero.
Warning.
Well, let's just say it's been getting a bit emotional.
Efficiency greatly decreased.
Jeez. So I'm looking forward to this bug getting fixed, so that I can continue my adventures in Unknown World's latest and greatest addition to the Subnautica saga. And hopefully that means that by the next time you get to see me playing this, it won't be nearly as annoying. In the meantime, I hope you're all having a good weekend, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.